Okay, we have another Sunday battle report. Today it is Vampire Counts versus Skaven. We'll go through my deployment first with Skaven. We rolled which mission was it? Meeting engagement this time, and we have a nice addition to the board thanks to Ollie's very talented mum, who's made us an extra 2 foot by 4 foot section. So we're now fully 8x4. Okay, on my left flank I have a nice little rat dart. Coming up around here I have a unit of Skaven slaves led by a Warlock Engineer here on the front with a Doom Rocket. I have another little redirector. Up the back here in the middle we have 2 Warp Lightning Cannons. And then we have a first unit of 40 clan rats with a BSB in and the Grace here. In front of them is a Doom Wheel. Then next to them is a unit of 50 Skaven slaves led by another Warlock Engineer. Then we have a Hellpit Abomination. Then we have the General's unit of clan rats, a unit of 40 led by a Skaven Warlord. And then on the far right flank here we have another Doom Wheel, and this is our nice little extra 2 foot section which has yet to be painted. And then in reserve, as I only roll one, is unfortunately my unit of Plague Monks, and then I have 2 units of 6 Guard Runners, actually in normal reserve.
Okay, this is Vampire Counts deployment. I've changed the list a little bit. I've taken Manfred out because I don't like him, and I'm trying out a Mortis engine, which as you may guess is a proxy as well, but you know. So first up we have 9 Black Knights with the General. He's a Vampire Lord. He's just level 1. He's equipped for killing stuff. We've got 28 Grave Guard with a Banner of the Barrows, 40 Skeletons with a Screaming Banner. We've got a Vampire and my Master Necromancer in. We've got 30 Crypt Ghouls, 40 Zombies with a level 1 Necromancer, 6 Crypt Horrors, which I managed to throw some paint on now, and they're looking pretty good, even if I do say so myself. Which is why I haven't assembled any more models, because I've been painting those instead. So I've got the models, I still need to put them together though. So next up we have a Spirit Host, then 5 Direwolves and a Vargolf. Then in reserve we have naturally the Mortis engine, so but it will be coming on the first turn, and 5 more Hounds. So I failed to steal the initiative, so I'll be going first. So we'll see you at the end of Vampire Counts turn 1. Okay, end of Vampire Counts turn 1. I just kind of shuffled everything around. The reserves came on in the shape of the Mortis engine and the Hounds. These guys vanguarded up, just to get in his way. The Spirit Host pulled back, the Vargolf moved back, trying to get away from that bloody Doom Wheel. The Crypt Ghouls moved back. They're painted, so they're pretty much doomed in this game, but there's no point throwing them away just yet. Zombies just moved up, the Necromancer moved into the Ghouls. The Mortis engine did its, I don't even know what it's called actually, but the thing which gives it regen to other units. They rolled an 8 for the range. I'll look that up, find out what it's called. These guys just kind of moved up a little bit. The Graveguard moved up there, and the Black Knights with the General charged one of the Rat Darts. The Magic phase, I got off Van Hales, which so that's why these guys are so far forward. Just trying to deal with that slave unit. And also got Gazing with Gash, which shot up his rats, killed the Packmaster, and he fled. So that's pretty good. Yeah, and that was all for magic. I only rolled I think double 2 when I got a channel, so with the Blasphemous Tome and that, it was quite hard for Side to dispel them. So, and then in close combat, I blew through the rats. The general killed them all before they even got to think about what was happening. And that was it. So that was the end of Vampire Counts turn 1. Looking pretty good so far, but then he hasn't had a go yet, so it would. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, end of Skaven turn 1. Basically, these guys haven't really moved. They've accepted their fate, or rather being told to accept their fate. The rest of the army has sort of moved up quite a bit in some cases. These guys have finally come on, and yeah, essentially magic phase was a bit of a no-go. All the spells were out of range with the exception of the Warlock Engineers. Warp Lightning, basically Ollie had 6 dispel dice, so you know there's no point really. So Ollie rolled 6 ones. So yeah, I will just mugged off the magic phase completely. What else happened? Shooting phase, that was pretty eventful. Basically, the Doom Rocket on here scored a perfect hit, hitting every single one of the unit at 24. However, knowing how good I am at rolling 3 arc armour saves, I actually rolled 13 1s and 2s out of 24. So he lost 11 of his unit, so Ollie got off pretty lightly on that one. But I'm still happy that I've carved up quite a lot of his models. In other shooting, basically the Warp Lightning Cannons, both rolled strength 10, but proper overshot the Mortis engine. By conventional logic says that you start at 10 inches from the back of the base, and yeah, rolling a 10 so that it misses the base every time is a bit harsh. So I think I might have to resort to using 11 inches next turn if I have any Warp Lightning Cannons left. Yeah, basically the Doom Wheel over there killed 3 of the dogs. The Hellpit Abomination charged into the redirectors, basically nommed the lot with impact hits, and then overran a staggering 11 inches because he obviously liked the flavour of those undead dogs. But unfortunately, the Doom Wheel is perilously close to the Hellpit, and I might end up getting ganked by my own model. So I've got to be very careful. But yeah, a rather successful turn 1 for Skaven. Yeah, I'll just have to see what happens, see what Vampire Counts can pull off next time around.
Okay, end of Vampire Counts turn 2. And the board's shifting quite a lot now. It's starting to look like Battle for the Pass. Okay, so the things that happened. I charged the Grave Guard and the Black Knights into those slaves that were over there. Didn't end well for the slaves, as predicted. I think the Vampire Lord alone killed 10 of them. Yeah, and they exploded and did some wounds and that. I think they killed 1 Grave Guard, and they even killed a Black Knight with their explosion, so that was probably the best that he was going to get out of those. These guys just moved around a bit more. The Mortis engine just shifting around. These guys moved back a bit, still not that keen on fighting those things. The zombies charged into the Doom Wheel that was there. With the static combat res, they also managed to do a wound to it. It only managed to do 5 back, so actually won the combat by 1. And then it failed its leadership test by 1. Fled 4 inches on its...
Fled 7.
7 inches. But I rolled double 6 for the pursuit and caught it and run into these guys. So I think I'm even going to claim it now. I think they may even be man of the match for that. So, because that was just awesome. You know, after that last game where I sent Manfred von Karsten and 10 Black Knights into a Doom Wheel and fought it over 3 game turns before it actually died. These guys did it in 1 turn. And then the cascading combat with the Vargolf as well, so they actually got to fight again. So, legendary. Those zombies are awesome. I've got some zombies on order now, so I'm going to be really excited to paint those up, rather than using size slave unit that you can't bring himself to paint. Right, in other news, these guys just moved around to kind of redirect and just get in the way. Spirit Host moved over here for some redirection shenanigans. And that's pretty much
We need to label
it, I think.
Direction shenanigans, because it's not redirecting, it's just
directing it. So, yeah, this way. So an awesome turn. Right, the magic phase as well. I rolled double 3 and got a channel, so it was pretty good. I cast 2 invocations to get myself some more zombies. I think I got about 15 zombies from 2 invocations. I failed to cast it on my lord. And that was it for the magic phase. And like I said, the close combat, the zombies kicked some ass. The Black Knights and the Grave Guard kicked some ass, though not as well. But they did kill 40 slaves in 1 round of combat, so I can't really complain. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So we'll see what happens next. I wonder if the zombies can actually take over the world. We'll find out.
Okay, end of Skaven turn 2. I'm beginning to pay the price for slightly poor deployment. Over here, the Warp Lightning Cannons had a spectacularly bad shooting phase, where essentially they did nothing, and well, actually this one shot that one and did it 3 ways. So it did do something, which is the most I think it's done this game. Yeah, unfortunately I'm getting proper jam-packed up here, which is the bad move. Was basically deploying that unit, I think, was a pretty bad idea. Deploying it there, because I've held everything up. It's just, I think I should have gone a bit heavy down the left flank and just had a do or die on the first turn. Well, such is life. Over here, the slave unit is getting hacked up by zombies of all things. Essentially, I did 2 wounds, and Ollie managed to get yet another double 6 to pass it with regen. So yeah, those slaves are basically dead, and Ollie is wisely choosing to keep alive the character in the unit, which thus prevents me from actually shooting, because this guy here would be proper dropping templates in there left, right and centre. I did manage to get rid of the Spirit Host that was directing the Hell Pit off the board, although at the expense of sort of congesting it up over here. But yeah, everything's sort of getting a bit it's obviously having to wait its turn, which is bad, because Ollie isn't. And yeah, what is probably bizarrely the fastest army in the game is, well, in some cases has demonstrated to me why it is so. It's a bit scary, really. But yeah, things are going interesting. I haven't had any magic phase yet. I've just rolled really badly, so I haven't really been able to do anything. So yeah, it's just yeah, nothing going. This term was a bit of a write-off, really, for Skaven. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens next time.
Okay, end of Vampire Counts turn 3. Well, is as you see it. I've just kind of shuffled everything around a bit more, trying to kind of reform the battle line. The Black Knights charged into the Warp Fire Cannon. What was it called? Warp Lightning Cannon. Killed it outright. That was the Vampire Lord, just killed it outright and they overrun into the other one. The zombies were still fighting in there. I'll get back to that in a sec. Okay, the magic phase. Got 12 dice after a channel, so get tempted to cast a couple of Invocation of Nehex. He scrolled one, dispelled another. Then I cast, I can't remember now. But yeah, basically I cast Hellish Vigour on the Grave Guard just because I had 2 dice left. Unfortunately rolled a double 6, and because of the Mortis engine, I had to roll twice on the miscast, so I got an 8 and then I got a 3. So I chose the 3. So my Necromancer Lord got sucked into the void and killed 11 skeletons as well. So yeah, that was just to give these guys re-rolls to wound, even though they're wound on a 2 up on most things anyway, and they're not in combat. So pretty silly, but I deserve it. My magic phase has been going so well recently that I deserve something stupid like that. A double 6 did win me last game, just even though I rolled 2 dice as well. But this time it came back to bite me on the arse. So can't really be too bitter about it because I deserve it. Anyway, close combat. Like I say, these guys blew through that warp lightning cannon, no problem. The zombies actually killed loads of slaves again, warp 3, and then the Vargoth killed a load more, and they actually killed them because they weren't steadfast anymore. So that was nice. It's left me in a lurch a bit with this unit, but then I don't know if it's going to charge that or not. Find out. Other than that, it's just as you said. So not really much happening, but I've kind of got them all bottlenecked up here, which is looking pretty nice. So I have to see what happens in Skaven turn 3. So see you in a minute. Right, end of Skaven turn 3. A few little things have happened. Over here, the last warp lightning cannon was unsurprisingly wiped out. These guys moved up a bit to try and get within range of magical castings, but unfortunately magic phase was a bit of a dud. Although, oh well, I was going to say I just remembered that there was an effect that I should have applied to the close combat phase, but I don't think it would have made much difference anyway. Poison.
Yeah, well, made any difference anyway.
No, still cool guys.
Yeah, the Hell Pit killed the Vargoth. The zap on the Doom Wheel managed to partially melt the Doom Wheel down. We rolled a double 6 for his leadership test to try and withhold from doing it. And then basically everything else sort of moved up really. So I charged into the flank of the zombies over there with the General's Clan Rat unit and managed to do enough casualties to get them to lose another 8. So I'm kind of whittling the unit down now. Then that was pretty much it. There's not too much else happened really. So yeah, the sort of impetus is sort of swinging around. It's now more remnant of a Battle for the Past scenario where we've met in the middle. So yeah, we're obviously halfway through the game, and yeah, it's everything sort of switched around a bit. So yeah, we'll see what turn 4 brings. Okay, it's the end of Vampire Count's turn 5. Let's see, these guys are still pretty much where they were from the start of the battle, just shuffling around a bit. These guys charged into the Doom Wheel and managed to do 3 wounds to it, and it failed all 3 saves and died. It took 2 wounds previously, so that was a bit unfortunate for him, but nice for me. So they've just got to reform to face their flank. Let's see what else. The Graveguard and the Black Knights charged into his general's unit. As you can see there, it didn't end well for him. I think I had a combat res of about 25 after all said and done. And I elected not to pursue him, just because I didn't want to be stuck in the middle here and have a Hell Pit in my face without being able to support each other. So they've just held. So I had to let his Grace here go, but at least the BSB's dead, which makes a pretty big difference. The magic phase only rolled a 3, attempted to cast Invocation, but he got Channel, so actually dispelled it, so it didn't happen. Oh, you failed to cast it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I failed to cast it by 1, so I didn't even need to. So, yeah, but that's what happens when your level 4 dies. You don't have a magic phase. Which is fair enough, really. So, can't complain, because the level 4 wasn't the general, so it's not really that bad. My general, who is the vampire, actually killed a load of guys in close combat. I think he killed like 9. No, he only killed 6 this time. So, not very good. Only 6 guys. Yeah, so they've stayed there just to kind of prepare myself to deal with this Hell Pit. They're out of the arc of this, which is fine with me. Zombies are still slugging it out with these guys. They are losing now though, so the zombie apocalypse could be over. And these guys are just chilling out. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. We'll have to see what Sai can do in his turn 5. So that's the end of Vampire Counts turn 5.
Okay, end of Skaven turn 5. Many interesting things have happened. Basically, I finally remembered, thanks to Ollie's help, that my gutter runners came on. They duly came on and ganked the mortis engine in quite a beautiful display of rolling 3 6s and then Ollie failing all of the 4 6s. Ollie failing all of their saves. It did, however, blow up in quite a beautiful bout of mutually assured destruction. Wiped out both units of gutter runners, and then did quite a sizable amount of damage to my clan rat units. Although Ollie sort of escaped remarkably unscathed, except down here where these guys, the Grave Guard, took 6 wounds.
Yeah, I think he killed 6
of
Grave
them.
Guard, 5 zombies, 10 clan rats, a wound to these guys.
Yeah.
2 ghouls.
And then the 12 gutter runners. Oh, and
yeah,
3 guys over there. Yeah. So it was a quite hefty tally. But yeah, it was quite amusing actually. See all that go. But yeah, over here the zombies didn't really do too much.
They're still holding out.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point actually. We didn't actually complete the combat round, did we?
Oh, really?
No, because
I didn't get to attack you, and you didn't get to...
I didn't actually do any wounds because I didn't roll any dice for wounds, which was bizarre. I think we got distracted. No, well, let's just quickly play that out because I got 3 hits against the zombies. So that's they're wounded.
Oh my god!
What?
Jeez.
Incredible.
So clan rats.
And 2 clan rats. Oh, come on, baby. No.
Okay, one zombie. Hits!
Oh no!
Oh,
So
lose by
3, 6, 7, 8 with a flank versus your 1.
Okay, so he's 7.
Chipping them down. So yeah, the Grace here is taking these guys on a merry jaunt through uncharted territory. So yeah, they're still running away. So I'm hoping I'll get them back next on my turn 6. But yeah, it's all swings and roundabouts at the moment. The Hell Pit charged into Manfred's unit. It got quite lucky in that, the Vampire Lord didn't kill it, but then Ollie got a bit lucky in return, and basically he managed to do 1 wound with a 6 followed by a 6, which has happened remarkably a lot this game. I'm starting to think that those are weighted dice.
Yeah, unfortunately the Vampire Lord only did 5 wounds to it.
Yeah.
His flaming greatsword.
Yeah. Well, basically, if that last guy hadn't wounded it, he would have taken. Basically, there would have been another 2 wounds.
Yeah, I would have lost the black ones.
And obviously, the Vampire Lord would have taken another wound. So, then he would have been in a bit touch and cloth situation. But yeah, as it happens, there's still a lot of points tied up there. So, I need to find some cunning way of getting through that. But yeah, it's the last turn now, so it's Vampire Counts turn 6. Let's see what happens.
Okay, it's end of Vampire Counts turn 6. It's a pretty quick one. These guys just stay where they are. The Vampire Lord and the Black Lights managed to charge out of their charge arc into the side of his general's unit. Crypt Horrors also charged into the flank. That's pretty much all that happened in the turn. So we fought the combat. My general killed his champion in the challenge. I managed to get Invocation off and get 2 Black Knights back, which really helped. Also stopped him from killing off the unit with his general. but as it turns out his general whiffed and didn't kill any anyway. So I won the combat by about 7 I think, but he's steadfast 10, so he managed to pass that. So we're just going to go straight to Skaven turn 6 and see what happens.
Okay, end of Skaven turn 6. Basically, the Plague Monks charged the Grave Guard, wiped them out. The General's unit got whittled down totally to the last, including the General, so yeah, there's sort of no one left there. Yeah, so it just remains to add up victory points and stuff. It's a damn shame because I managed to do 1 wound on that, get a wound through on that unit of Black Knights, but obviously because of the invocation that he got off at the right time, it kind of was nullified, which is quite unfortunate really, as that perhaps might have won me the game. But yeah, well, we'll have to see how the victory points tally up in just a sec. Okay, well, we've totaled up the scores. Basically, we've got 1806 to Wally versus 1171 to me. So yeah, and it was a pretty.
Also, did you add the 100 for killing your general?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so 1906. Yeah, it was a very close game. There was some pretty epic luck on both sides. It was interesting. I was quite surprised how well I managed to do, actually, considering how badly I deployed. Because I just had I tried to refuse the flank, but it was kind of difficult to get around with this sort of type of deployment. I think in hindsight, what I should have done, even though I bloody hate this hill, it gets in my way. It might subconsciously have had something to do with why I didn't try it. Was I should have deployed probably both Doom Wheels, the Hell Pit, and a nice big unit over there, and just attempted to rip through the Vampire Lord's unit and the Grave Guard like ASAP, and then that would have decided the game, I think, probably within the first couple of turns. Next time, this thing goes over there, because it's a proper obnoxious bit of scenery. Or next time we have to roll this scenario, it goes in like one of the long corners, as I suggested.
Yeah, I don't think we should take it anymore. It's just no good for Warhammer.
Yeah, 40k. I think it'll see some good use, because it's a wicked bit of scenery for 40k. But for Warhammer, it's a bit piss poor when you consider that you can't rest a unit on it very easily. All manner of shenanigans with dice boxes, and lumps of whatever to try and support units on like knobbly terrain. It's just,
there's some memory foams that stick underneath units.
Yeah, it's just not bloody worth it. But yeah, it was interesting. The Plague Monks did rather well, even though they
didn't do anything.
They turned around and
they killed 9 Grave Guard.
Yeah, man, they came in for tea and medals and slaughtered stuff and didn't die. So Lord Scummore was one of the few survivors of the battle. Yeah, essentially poor deployment, I think, contributed to loss of the game. I bunched it up. I mean, even though I didn't get these guys straight away, what I should have done really was brought them in over here and like done something with it straight away. But I didn't particularly want them going up against cavalry, because the trouble is with a 2-up armour save, even though I'd get a ton of hits against them, I just wouldn't be able to burn through their armour quick enough, especially with toting invocation and the heck. I wouldn't be able to whittle the unit down, and I'd lose probably my best hammer unit.
Yeah, well, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I do think the Vampire Lord would have destroyed that really easily as well.
Yeah, the Vampire Lord is very, very difficult to deal with. He's in a very, very optimal unit as well, I think, because sort of one of the big problems is if you stuck him in like a horde of stuff, it makes it easy for me to bring like Footslog in. You can imagine in say the unit of zombies, you just charge everything in, and then eventually you just, even though he might kill 9 a round, eventually you're going to get enough stuff in that you're just going to get a massive combat res, and then eventually there won't be enough zombies to take it all, and he'll just crumble.
Yeah, no, it's really, really bad in a big unit of zombies.
But I think that's perfect, because even if with that unit, even if he loses a couple of dudes, even though they're tough to get rid of, the combat res is still going to be.
Them.
Yeah,
they're just in a meat shield. They don't need to do anything. They just need to keep him alive.
Yeah,
and they do it really well.
And as per usual, he got off the invocation of the century when he needed it, and I think, well, I'm going to say it contributed.
Well, you say that, but you fluff the one attack you've got.
Well, no, yeah, well, bearing in mind, I did do a wound on that. I did actually successfully do it. So, if you hadn't got that invocation, I might have got assuming that would have panned out the way it did, I might have got the victory points for that. But it still wouldn't have changed the outcome of the battle. I think the Vampire Lord is just tough to deal with. I haven't a clue what to do with that. Just haven't a bloody clue. Because they're just, it's too much of him. It's too much, because the Skaven have got nothing that can deal with that, and I was fairly sure that they had the flaming banner anyway, which they did. And the help it, unfortunately, is about the only thing that can deal with them. And he eats health bits for breakfast. So I honestly don't know what Skaven do against Vampire Lords.
They do what they do best, though. They run.
I mean, essentially, I'd just have to just try and redirect you with just crappy small units, but I don't want to pay any more Skaven. Can't be asked. Yeah, what the bloody hell am I supposed to do? Anyone with any suggestions can email me, because I don't know. And if you say warp lightning cannons, I will laugh at you, because just go and look at my battle reports of Skaven. They don't work. They're crap. Even though they're not, they are. So, yeah. I think if I was gonna redo this army, which I might do at some point in the distant future, drop warp lightning cannons, because I just don't have any luck with them. They're crap for me. I dare say in the hands of every other person in the world, they're immense and broken and beardy and whatnot. But not for me. So yeah, I haven't a bloody clue what to do against close combat. So I mean, it's like playing Chaos all over again. Because with Chaos Lords, you don't do anything against Chaos Lords, you just die.
Well, so it's another victory for Vampire Counts. Like I said, I think really this game was defined by size deployment. He just had... I threw some chaff in his way and it just got totally up in his grill. Messed him up totally. I think the zombies alone probably swung the game for me, just because they were in the way. Right, well, a quick review of like units and that. These guys didn't actually get involved with the battle at all, which is a testament to how well the game went when you have two pretty expensive units not doing anything. This guy's quite a combat vampire. Didn't get to do anything. I think he may have tried to cast Invocation once, that was it. The Crypt Horrors were great. They just kind of held the flank, charged in and killed a Doom Wheel, although that was just bad luck on the side with his armament saves really. But I'll take that, and they charged in here and killed a few guys. Like the Spirit Hosts and the Wolves were great. That's what I sent over here and just messed him up, just getting in the way and that. I think it's not really a testament to those units. I think it's just I'm getting used to using redirectors now. And obviously the shenanigans of the Hell Pit, like directing that, was quite handy. So, right, the Black Knights with the Vampire Lord. Like Si was saying, the Black Knights are awesome for that because they're easy to raise again. They're fast, they've got the ethereal mounts they can ignore terrain in terms of penalties and stuff. And their 2-up armor save is really good. So, I'll come back to the Vampire Lord in a sec. The Grave Guard didn't really do a lot, but I always take them just because I love them. Yeah, I think that was pretty much. Oh, the Mortis engine. The Mortis engine, I really like it. Although it did actually blow up and kill loads of stuff, most of that stuff was size, so that was nice. But I really like the +1 regen. I love the +2 to casting. I think that's great. It's got loads of other bells and whistles as well, which I didn't really get to use, but I'd definitely take it again. And as I said, his cannons are useless at actually killing my stuff, so I can take monsters with and know that they're going to survive the battle.
Not if I take gut runners.
Yeah, but that ended well for the gutter runners, didn't it?
Yeah. Ended well for the.
How much are the gutter runners out of interest?
108.
So 2 units to know. So yeah,
only 18 points per unit more than a warp lightning cannon.
Yeah, well that thing was 240, so
infinitely more.
Yeah. Yeah, they're better than warp lightning cannons, that's for sure. We're not knocking warp lightning cannons, we're not saying they're rubbish or anything, it's just size luck.
I am. Crap.
Just balances them out. He just can't, he shouldn't use cannons, they're bad for him. They give him false hope.
Empire cannons, yeah, work the same, they don't work.
So, that was pretty much the units. But the Vampire Lord, well, it's really a contest between the zombies and the Vampire Lord for man of the match. The Vampire Lords started off like over here, killed a rat dart, charged into slaves, killed the slaves, killed 2 warp lightning cannons, charged into his Gracie's unit, sent that packing, which killed the BSB, then charged over here and killed the General's unit.
Took out the help it.
Oh yeah, took out the help it, doing 5 wounds to him, and then the Knights killed it off, and then charged in here and finished off his General unit. So what more can you ask for? I know it's like 400 points of that, but goddamn did he make his points back by it. He must have scored most of the points I got. So I love this guy, and definitely don't have him as casters, have them as martial heroes. Oh yeah, the Master Necromancer was pretty damn good at casting spells up until the point where he blew himself up. But, you know, that's going to happen every now and again. It's a shame it happened on such a useless spell that I didn't need on 2 dice, but relative to size bad luck, I ain't going to complain. So, Vampire Lords and the zombies, probably man of the match. Zombies because they killed a Doom Wheel, which in the previous game I couldn't manage with a whole unit of Black Knights and Vampire Lord. And they killed a unit of slaves, and they held out for the rest of the game, even though they didn't get any magic assistance. So, go zombies. Love them. And hopefully I've got some models on the way soon. I'll try and paint up. So, I really enjoyed the game. I really liked the way it kind of panned round, where we sort of turned it into a battle for the pass, which was kind of my plan all along, but only after I saw his heavy flank. I'm glad I had some chaff over here, and the chaff really did make the difference. And the zombies getting in the way really helped. So, but like I said, I think it's really it had some quite bad positioning. I think the Plague Furnace not getting into combat really hurt him. I mean, it did kill the Graveguard in the end, but that was pretty much a foregone conclusion. So yeah, another good game for Vampire Counts. So anything more to say, Si?
Oh, robbed again.
I'm certainly going to try this list again. I really like it. I was pretty happy with how it all went. Like I say, even though these guys didn't get in combat, I felt safe having them there. So hopefully I can get a few more models assembled for the next time, and paint a few more guys up, like the Crypt Horrors. I'll try and show some pictures of those, so I'm pretty happy with them. Yeah, and that's it really. So I'll probably see you next week. I'm not sure what the battle report's going to be. Like we said, we were going to play a bit of 40k, but so I had a few issues with his getting the 40k rulebook through the post. So we're probably going to have to wait for that. So maybe we'll play 40k, maybe we'll play small Warhammer. To be honest, I'm in the mood for more Warhammer, but we'll have to see how the 40k book goes. So, but yeah, there will definitely be a battle report. So that's all I can promise so far. So we'll see you next week.